Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is Mythology Unleashed. Every culture across the globe has their own legend of savage giants, immense beings who commit atrocities of theft, destruction, kidnapping, murder, even the consumption of human flesh. Though evil giants are not universal in folklore, Japanese mythology has a variety that seem to take pleasure in their cruelty more so than any other, delighting in every act of torture and relishing every life that they take. The Oni. By the strictest of definitions, Oni are true monsters. While the details of their outward appearance varies drastically from story to story, they are most often depicted as immense humanoids, taller than the tallest men, and sometimes even taller than trees, with sharp teeth and horns, a wild mane of hair, clawed hands and feet, and brightly colored complexions. The skin color of the Oni in art is most often deep red or a vivid blue, but it is not uncommon to see them colored green, orange, purple, and occasionally pitch black. Adorning their bodies are loincloths and robes made from the pelts of great beasts such as tigers or bears, while they wear necklaces and bracelets of the skulls and bones of their victims. If their frightening appearance was not enough to scare, their cruel nature was among the most nightmarish of any mythological being, appropriate, as they were created from pure evil. According to mythology, when truly wicked people die, they end up in one of the many Buddhist hells, where they are transformed into Oni, becoming the ogreish and brutal servants of Great Lord Enma. They serve their Dark Lord by meting out horrendous torture, such as peeling off skin, grinding bones, and others too horrible to describe. Though their home is in the underworld, many Oni are said to inhabit the mortal world, where they spread pain and wreak havoc to any and all in their paths. Oni have but one favorite pastime: causing suffering to humanity, seizing every opportunity to do so. Such acts include theft of food and drink, destruction of property, poisoning water, spreading disease, mutilating, maiming, dismembering limbs, crushing bones, gutting and skinning people alive, and devouring human flesh. Oni are sadistic demons, and certainly have the means to commit their vile acts. Their great size grants them prodigious strength, far superior to any human being, and their mystical nature grants them a number of supernatural powers, such as shapeshifting, invisibility, and the power to create storms. However, Oni prefer to use brute force over all other methods, using their claws and their teeth, and an assortment of weapons, primarily the kanabo, a heavy iron-studded war club utilized by samurai warriors amidst the feudal period of Japan. Though Oni are powerful enemies, there are ways to ward them away, or even to defeat them. Firstly, they may be warded off with peas or soybeans, either scattering them in the yard or lining entrances with the vegetables, as eating peas or soybeans would cause them to go blind. Secondly, though they have mystical knowledge and sadistic creativity, they are not always particularly smart, and may be outwitted and tricked rather easily, not unlike giants and ogres from other parts of the world. Cutting off their horns was said to take their power away, and they were also able to be killed by conventional weapons if one got lucky enough in combat against one, with decapitation being the ideal method of Oni disposal. When Oni die in the mortal world, they are sent back to Hell, unlikely to return for some time, if at all. Oni appear as the antagonists of countless stories from Japanese mythology and folklore, perhaps more so than any other monster or yokai. The portrayal of the Oni can differ significantly. Sometimes they are scheming villains, while other times they are brutish buffoons, but they are always, in some way, the enemy of mankind. In the age-old classic Momotaro the Peach Boy, the titular hero heard word of a clan of Oni living in an island stronghold who pillaged and plundered the mainland, and he set out to put an end to their villainy. With the aid of his animal companions and cunning strategy, Momotaro succeeded in slaughtering the entire Oni clan, chopping off the horns of the Oni chieftain, and succeeding in saving the people. In one tale, a powerful Oni by the name of Shuten-Doji was responsible for the disappearances of multiple women from Kyoto, intent on keeping them as servants, though several wound up slaughtered and eaten. A small group of warriors, led by legendary samurai Minamoto no Raiko, ventured forth to put an end to the Oni's malice. But direct combat was a foolish choice. In lieu of a direct attack, the warriors were aided by 4 deities, disguised as mortal elderly men, who gave them a powerful sake to weaken Shuten-Doji. Being a severe alcoholic, the Oni greedily drank all the magic sake until he fell down, incapacitated. Seizing their opportunity, the warriors and the deities pinned the massive demon to the ground as Raiko delivered the final blow, severing Shuten-Doji's head. But the fight was not yet over, as the Oni's head sprung back to life in a last-ditch effort to maim his slayer, viciously biting at Raiko's head. But the severed head's efforts were in vain, as the samurai wore 2 different helmets in addition to his own to protect him from the Oni's teeth. In the end, Raiko and his men returned to Kyoto victorious, laying Shuten-Doji's head to rest at the Byodo-in Temple. A later story portrays Oni in a lighter and somewhat more comical light, with a red Oni who longed to befriend humanity, but their fear of him made him sad. His companion, a blue Oni, devised a plan to help the red Oni win over the people. The blue Oni began a destructive rampage, killing all in his path, as an Oni is prone to. The red Oni rushed into the fray and fought off the blue Oni until the demon ran off. The people were grateful for what the red Oni had done for them, and declared him their friend. But when the red Oni went to find the blue Oni, he was nowhere to be found. The red Oni had gained new friends, yes, but he lost his old one in doing so, thus renewing the demon's sadness. This shift in tone in Oni stories, going from dark and scary to comical, is something seen in many cultures. When monsters such as giants or vampires or ghosts go from figures to be feared greatly to figures to be laughed at, perhaps as a way to help overcome that original fear. As time has gone on, the Oni's portrayal in storytelling, both classic and modern, has wavered back and forth between sinister and bumbling. Nevertheless, the Oni has gone on to become both feared and celebrated in both Japan and all across the world. They are sometimes used as boogeymen to frighten children into proper behavior. The armored masks of samurai were sometimes molded to resemble the faces of the Oni to instill fear into their enemies. Statues and grotesques of Oni sometimes adorn houses and buildings of importance as a means to ward off evil, not unlike the Western concept of gargoyles. They appear in numerous fictional works, including the anime series Yu Yu Hakusho and Genndy Tartakovsky's Samurai Jack. Though their scariness has been toned down over time, the Oni remains one of the most popular monsters of Japanese mythology, appearing in countless myths, fairy tales, and parables for centuries, and will continue to haunt the nightmares and inspire the imaginations of countless for centuries to come.